The motorcycle was born as a rebel. In 1903, two guys in a Milwaukee shed built the first Harley. By 1947, veterans were terrorizing Hollister, California on two wheels. And America had its first moral panic. Marlon Brando immortalized it in 1953. Easy Rider made it poetry in 1969. For 120 years, the motorcycle meant one thing: freedom through fire, noise, and gasoline. 80 million electric two-wheelers are already on the world's roads. North America alone is growing at 27% per year. And someone just built a motorcycle that costs $128,000 with no engine. We ranked all 10, from a $6,000 Commuter anyone can afford to a hand-built British Hyperbike that makes a Ducati look ordinary. Subscribe, because number 7 will genuinely confuse you, and number 1 will make you question everything you thought you knew about motorcycles. Number 1. Most affordable and accessible. Budget commuter champion Ryvid Anthem for $6,000. The average American spends $3,000 a year on gas. The Ryvid Anthem costs $6,000 and runs 6,000 miles on $160 of electricity. Do that math once and you'll never look at a gas pump the same way. This is the bike that starts revolutions, not the leather jacket, Hollister Riot kind, though that story matters. In 1947, returned veterans tore through a California town on Harleys and created the outlaw biker myth that Hollywood turned into the Wild One, Easy Rider, and a century of rebellion culture. The motorcycle was always the people's machine. Fast, cheap, free. The Anthem carries that DNA quietly, built in California by a former Honda and BMW designer. The Ryvid Anthem hits 75 miles per hour, charges in under 2 hours, and weighs just 300 pounds. Removable battery, electronically adjustable seat height, Pirelli tires, belt drive, on a sub-$6,000 electric motorcycle. From a startup, it's not perfect. Highway range drops fast. Real-world riding gives you 35 to 46 miles at speed, not the claimed 75. Know that going in. But here's what matters. This is the entry point. The bike that drags a generation away from gas stations and into the electric era. The same way the Honda CB350 turned America onto motorcycles in the 1970s. Every revolution needs a foot soldier. Stay with us, because what's coming at number 10 makes this look like a bicycle. Number 2, most stylish and retro. Urban cruiser with character, Maeving RM1S for $9,000. The best-looking electric motorcycle in the world was designed by ex-Triumph engineers in Coventry, the same city that gave birth to the British motorcycle industry. That's not an accident. That's a bloodline. Coventry, 1902. Triumph Motorcycles starts production. For the next 70 years, British bikes defined cool. Marlon Brando's gang rode Triumphs in the Wild One, not Harleys. The British invasion wasn't just the Beatles. It was BSA, Norton, Royal Enfield, and Triumph thundering into America and outselling Harley-Davidson on their own soil. That DNA never died. It just went electric. The Maeving RM1S is built by ex-Triumph engineers who refused to let British motorcycle craft disappear. Brushed aluminum cases, braided cables styled like an exhaust, real bamboo trim on the battery packs, a fake carburetor that exists purely because it looks right. This is a machine built by people who understand that motorcycles are emotional objects, not just transport. Practically, it hits 70 miles per hour, carries twin removable batteries, charges at any standard outlet for under $1, and turns more heads than bikes costing 10 times more. Real-world range sits around 45 to 50 miles. Know that. But here's the truth nobody says out loud. People don't buy the Maeving because it's practical. They buy it because it's the most beautiful electric motorcycle alive. And at every stoplight, Strangers agree. Number 3. Most underrated and overlooked. Lightweight fun. Entry B MWCE 02 for $6,100. BMW has been building motorcycles since 1923. Over a century of engineering, and their most fun bike right now costs under $8,000. That feels wrong. It isn't. Here's the history nobody tells you. BMW Motorrad didn't start as a motorcycle company. They built aircraft engines when the Treaty of Versailles banned German aircraft production in 1919. BMW pivoted to motorcycles out of sheer necessity. Survival engineering. 100 years later, that same instinct produced something nobody expected. A cyberpunk city machine they refuse to call a scooter. They call it an e-parkourer. Marketing invented that word, but the bike earned it. The CE02 looks like a prop from a dystopian film and rides like nothing else at this price point. Compact, planted 290 pounds, single-arm swing arm, belt drive, stability control, anti-lock brakes on a sub-$8,000 electric. Top speed is 59 miles per hour. Range hits 56 miles. 0 to 30 in under 3 seconds. It's not a highway bike. BMW knows it. You should too. What it is the most confidence-inspiring first electric motorcycle available from a manufacturer that's been doing this for 100 years. No clutch, low seat, forgiving power delivery, bulletproof German build quality. Every other brand on this list is a startup betting on the future. 100 years of engineering doesn't lie. That's not underrated. That's just overlooked. Number 4. Most surprising and sporty. Sport electric underdog. KTM Freeride EXC for $12,000. Trail access is being shut down across America and Europe. Noise complaints, emissions laws, land restrictions. Electric just unlocked every trail that gas ever lost. KTM built the answer. Austria, 1953. Hans Trunkenpolz founds Kronreif and Trunkenpolz Mattighofen, KTM, in a tiny workshop with 12 employees. 70 years later, they're the largest motorcycle manufacturer in Europe, and their entire identity is built on one idea. Go anywhere, ride anything, never stop. That philosophy produced something nobody expected. An electric dirt bike that's now street legal. The KTM Freeride E is 99% new. New motor, new battery, new chassis. And it just changed the rules of off-road riding forever. Silent enough to ride trails where gas bikes are banned. Light enough at 247 pounds to go places full-size bikes can't reach. Instant torque that launches harder than a 250 cubic centimeters, two-stroke off the line. 25 horsepower, 37 Newton meters of torque, WP suspension, Michelin Enduro tires, swappable battery in under 10 minutes. Real-world riding time is 2 to 3 hours. That's the honest number. But here's what that actually means. Forest trails at dawn. No noise complaints, no rangers, no restrictions. Riding areas that were closed to you last year open again. KTM didn't just build an electric dirt bike. They gave riders their land back. Number 5. Most practical and versatile. Mid-range all-rounder Zero DSR/X for $22,000. 189 pound-feet of torque. More than a Honda Goldwing. On an electric adventure bike that weighs 246 pounds. Let that land for a second. Zero Motorcycles was founded in 2006 in a Santa Cruz garage by Neil Psyche, a former NASA engineer. No legacy, no dealership network, no factory backing. Just an aerospace mind asking one question. What does a motorcycle look like if you design it purely around an electric motor? 18 years later, the answer is the DSR/X. The Zero DSR/X is the world's first purpose-built all-electric adventure motorcycle, and it does things no gas ADV can touch. 5 ride modes, including an off-road setting that cuts rear ABS for dirt. Bosch motorcycle stability control. Showa suspension front and rear with 7.4 inches of travel. Park mode with powered reverse. Over-the-air software updates. And a 17.3 kilowatt-hour battery with a claimed 179-mile city range. Real highway range sits closer to 107 miles. Know that going in. But the riding experience? Reviewers consistently say the same thing. The torque delivery is unlike anything with a combustion engine. Smooth, instant, relentless. 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Top speed of 112 miles per hour. It handles city streets, canyon roads, and light trails without flinching. This isn't a compromise bike. It's a complete bike. The garage in Santa Cruz had no idea what it started. Number 6. Most iconic and American. Long-distance cruiser LiveWire. One for $23,000. Harley-Davidson spent 10 years secretly building an electric motorcycle. When they finally showed it to the world in 2019, die-hard Harley fans lost their minds. Both ways. Milwaukee, 1903. 2 guys, a shed, a dream. Harley-Davidson doesn't just make motorcycles. They manufacture identity. The rumble of a V-twin isn't a sound. It's a religion. Veterans wore it home from war. Outlaws claimed it as a flag. Easy Rider turned it into poetry. For 120 years, Harley meant one thing: loud, heavy, American, unapologetic. Then they pulled the engine out. The LiveWire 1 is the most culturally significant electric motorcycle ever built. Not because of its specs, but because of who built it. When the most iconic gas motorcycle brand on earth goes electric, that's not a product launch. That's a cultural statement. And the specs back it up. 100 horsepower, 86 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, DC fast charging to 80% in 40 minutes, 146-mile city range, fully adjustable Showa suspension, cornering ABS, 4 ride modes, highway range drops to around 70 miles. That's the real number. But here's what nobody admits. The LiveWire 1 sounds like nothing else on the road. Not silent, not loud. A rising electric wail that riders describe as genuinely addictive. Harley didn't abandon their identity. They electrified it. The rebels didn't die. They just got quiet. Number 7. Most adventurous and rugged. Dual Sport Electric Explorer. 0 DSR/X. Or Energica Ego Plus for $23,000. Modena, Italy. The same square mile that produced Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati, and Ducati just built the world's most capable electric superbike. That's not a coincidence. That's a postal code. Italy's Motor Valley isn't just a place. It's a philosophy. Obsessive engineering, zero compromise. Beauty as a non-negotiable. For decades, Ducati defined what Italian motorcycle excellence looked like. Then Energica arrived and quietly reset every benchmark. Born from CRP Group, a company that machines parts for Formula One and aerospace, Energica didn't guess at how to build a performance electric motorcycle. They applied rocket science to it. The Ego Plus produces 171 horsepower, 164 foot-pounds of torque, and hits 150 miles per hour. It does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, and DC fast charges to 80% in 40 minutes. That last number is the one nobody else has cracked. Every competitor on this list charges slowly. Energica charges like a Tesla. They then used the Ego as the sole race bike for Moto E, the world's premier electric motorcycle championship, for 5 straight seasons. 5 years of race-level punishment, development, and refinement fed directly back into the street bike you can buy today. Real highway range sits around 120 miles. Know that. But the sound. Straight-cut gears whining like a Formula E car as the speed builds. Rising, mechanical, addictive. This isn't a motorcycle that borrowed from racing. It was built by it. Number 8. Most futuristic and tech-forward. Premium performance ride Verge TS Ultra. for $49,000. And with the wheel has looked the same for 5,000 years, a Finnish startup just redesigned it. That's not marketing, that's a patent. Helsinki, 2018. A team of engineers asked a question nobody in motorcycling had dared to ask. What if the motor lived inside the wheel itself? No chain, no belt, no hub, no axle, just a rim that is the motor, spinning, silent, delivering 885 foot-pounds of torque directly to the road with zero mechanical loss between the engine and the ground. Every other motorcycle on this list powers its rear wheel through something. The Verge TS Ultra is the rear wheel, 201 horsepower, 885 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, 233 miles of range, fast charged in 25 minutes. The world's first solid-state battery on a production motorcycle. Over-the-air updates, 4 ride modes, range, Zen, Beast, custom, Öhlins suspension, Brembo brakes, Tesla NACS charging port. From Finland, the country that gave the world Nokia, Linux, and the sauna, just built the most technologically advanced motorcycle on Earth. Turns out obsessive Nordic engineering applies equally to software and 2 wheels. Ride modes named Beast and Zen on the same bike. That's either genius or madness. It's both. That's the point. At $44,900, this isn't a purchase. It's a position, a statement that you saw the future coming and bought into it early. Number 9. Most powerful and aggressive, track-ready Volcano Lightning S218 for $39,000, 218 miles per hour, on a motorcycle powered entirely by electricity, built in San Jose, California. Not a concept, not a prototype. Street legal since 2014. Lightning motorcycles didn't start with a factory. They started in 2006 with a converted Yamaha R1 race bike, and a question nobody else was asking. How fast could an electric motorcycle actually go? The answer came at Bonneville Salt Flats in 2011. 218.637 miles per hour through the timing lights. A world record. The fastest production motorcycle on Earth, gas or electric, was now silent. Then 2013. Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, a race where gas-powered factory machines from Honda, KTM, and Ducati have competed for decades. Lightning entered. Lightning won. First time in history an electric motorcycle beat internal combustion in professional road racing. Professional racer Carlin Dunn crossed the finish line ahead of every gas bike on the mountain. The name LS218 isn't marketing, it's a timestamp. 244 horsepower, 220 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, 188 miles of highway range, carbon fiber fairings, Brembo brakes, Marcassini forged magnesium wheels, 30-minute fast charge, every component chosen for one purpose, to be the most violent electric motorcycle ever built for public roads. Price starts at $39,000. Goes to $46,888 depending on battery pack. For a bike that's beaten every gas superbike on Earth, that's not expensive, that's a bargain. Next up, the motorcycle that makes the LS218 look affordable. Number 10. Most insane and exotic, $128,000. Electric Hyperbike Arc Vector, $128,000. A man from Jaguar's design Skunkworks quit his job to build the most insane electric motorcycle on Earth. He ran out of money. Then he bought the company back from bankruptcy with his own savings. Then he built it anyway. That man is Mark Truman. That motorcycle is the Arc Vector, and it costs $128,000. Wales, 2016. Truman has a vision. A motorcycle where the battery isn't just the power source, it is the frame. A single carbon fiber monocoque that serves simultaneously as chassis, structure, and 16.8 kilowatt-hours energy cell. No welded steel, no bolted aluminum. one continuous carbon shell. The motorcycle architecturally has never existed before. Then 2019, bankruptcy, administration, the end. Except Truman bought the assets back himself, restarted, rebuilt. Only 399 units will ever exist. 115 horsepower, 160 Newton meters of torque, 271-mile claimed urban range, 40-minute full charge, 124 miles per hour top speed, hub center steering, a 20-degree head angle impossible on conventional forks. No windscreen, no apologies. It comes with a haptic suit, a connected jacket that vibrates to warn you of hazards before your eyes register them. The motorcycle doesn't just carry you, it communicates with you. Forged carbon fiber, rose gold accents, Erlen suspension, hand-built in the UK, signed by the founder. 9 bikes on this list were products. This one is a manifesto. Welcome to the future. It costs $128,000. It only exists because one person refused to let it not exist. The electric motorcycle revolution isn't coming. It's already here. From a $6,000 California Commuter to a $128,000 Welsh hand-built manifesto, the range, the performance, the soul is real. These aren't compromises. They're upgrades. The only question left, which one is yours? Drop your pick in the comments. And if this list helped you, subscribe. We cover the bikes that actually matter before everyone else does. The gas era had a century. The electric era is just getting started. Don't miss what's next.